on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I do think that works. Quintus McDonald, Andrea Catania, my co-host will be here very shortly. He's listening from afar. But Quintus, Andrea, should we start introducing some of these fine folks?
Absolutely. Let's do the things.
Let's do the things. And let me collect my wrappers that my dog wants to now steal. All right, let's do the things. And first up, from Washington, D.C., 20 years of distinguished service in HR management and 22 years as an Air Force veteran. Thank you for your service. Award-winning recruiter for the U.S. Air Force, a teacher developing programs to engage students at the highest level, a family advocate, collaborator, leader, accelerating positive change and exceeding expectations to achieve goals. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Byron Williams.
That's the wrong bio for me, but I accept it. I'm an ex-pro football player and currently the president of the NFL Alumni of Dallas. So I don't know how the bios got mixed up. So maybe you got the wrong bio for me.
Okay, I deeply apologize, Byron. So whose bio was that?
No one on this show. So
okay.
Byron Williams is a former New York Giant wide receiver, former president of the NFL Players Association chapter in Dallas, and current NFL alumni chapter president in Dallas, and is the proud founder of a foundation that is helping children throughout the Southwest. Not just, well, I don't know if Dallas and Texas is west, east, or throughout the South. I guess it covers the Midwest and all of that. But his foundation is doing tremendous things to help our youth all over the Southwest, and coming to Pennsylvania. I've got an inkling here soon.
Awesome.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for that, Quintus and Andrea. If you can double check the rest of the bios, please.
Yeah.
To make sure that I have the correct bios for people, I'd appreciate it. So I apologize for that. Thank you, Quintus, for the extraordinary introduction. And so, Byron, what we do is after the introductions, we get to share a fun fact. And that is a headline fun fact, such as I learned to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man. And so, Byron, what is the fun fact that you would like this group to know?
I used to always sign my name, Best Wishes, Byron Williams, number 87 for the New York Giants. And so I had my website guy to look up Best Wishes, which is the 2 most popular words when you look up search. And Best Wishes Foundation was mine, waiting on me. And so we took it. So I'm on bestwishesfoundation.org, which is my foundation, help the homeless kids in the schools. And so that's why I say best. I'm always looking for the best in everyone I meet. So Best Wishes Foundation is has been just a foundation for me to go out and give back in the communities and the cities.
Byron, Best Wishes Foundation, because you are always surrounding yourself with the best. I love it. And Byron, even though we got your bio mixed up, are you still ready to have some fun on the Heart of Influence?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't wait to talk more.
Let's do it. Thank you, Byron. And next up, we have from Indianapolis, Indiana. All right. I want to make sure I have the right former NFL.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so far so good. So former NFL, CFL, and NFL Europe to founding a financial group in 2004, applying a competitive spirit to wealth building strategies, former Dean of Diversity and Inclusion at Grace College, fostering inclusive environments and mentoring next-gen leaders, dedicated husband, father of 4, actively involved in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and as a VP of a local NFL Players Association. Let's welcome to the show, Jermaine Chaney. Hello, Jermaine. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. Impressive background, doing incredible things in the world, Jermaine. And Jermaine, what is your fun fact?
Fun fact. Fun fact would be my sister challenged me so hard. I'm from Georgia, so if you hear the twang, that's where it's coming from. But man, she set a bar that I don't know if I wanted to at least attempt to get over that bar. But youngest of 3, and man, I think my sister has been my mentor and hero as long as I've been living. So love my sister.
Oh, well, shout out to your sister, your hero. That is a beautiful thing. I find, there's some people who don't have those like close sibling relationships is always interesting to me. But Jermaine, and what is the most heroic, impressive thing that your sister's ever done?
You guys probably remember, they call it Jelly Bean Field Day. And Jelly Bean Field Day was when you run races and all this other stuff in school. And we all remember the blue ribbons were actually first place, right? And so I came home and I had a rainbow full of ribbons. And my sister said, I didn't think they made those other colors.
Oh, sister's got jokes.
Oh man, I don't know how long I cried, right? But like, man, so that mindset has made me relentless.
Awesome. Thank you, Jermaine, so much for sharing that with us and your sister's legacy and your hero. And Jermaine, are you ready to have some fun?
Of course. Let's get it.
Do it. From Los Angeles, California, a managing director has led over 1,000 successful transactions with an 80% close rate. A certified M&A advisor and exit planning expert, empowering business owners to maximize value and exit on their terms. A former Division I sprinter, launched into national sales company in college, now channels that drive into high impact deal making. Let's welcome to the show, Ryan Clark. Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. Incredible background as well. And Ryan, what would you like this fun group to know about your fun fact?
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me here. It's an honor to be with all these professional athletes like this. I've always seen myself as an athlete and played sports, and I was looking for a fun fact, and I decided to go with, at a young age, I started riding motocross, and I began racing motocross at age 4 up until about 16, and got to travel a lot of the country with my parents in a motorhome from race to race, and taught me a lot of different skills that I've been able to carry through life that you know, once you fall down, you got to get back up and got to keep on going. But that's my fun fact. Grew up racing motocross.
That is a fun fact. Did you ever I've seen it on TV and all these crazy things that people in motocross do, or were you have you ever had some crazy jump or some crazy spill or something crazy happen?
I've had many of them, sometimes you just, you might have a broken wing and you have to get up and finish the race. But yeah, there was one time where when I was really young, I think 6, 7 years old, I still remember it. And we were out at just practicing, and I didn't realize I was about to go off a cliff. And yeah, I was full out on a little 50, and I went flying by. I looked down, I see my brother and his friend down there at the bottom. They were looking up at me, and as I was in slow motion, and it's like waking up in the middle of the night in a dream when you're falling off of a building, and you're you don't know if you're gonna hit, but it's in slow motion. And I did hit, and I hit hard, but taught me that at a very young age.
That is quite impressive. Well, obviously you lived to tell about it, and I'm sure has shaped some of your adventures in M&A as well. So Ryan, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And next up from Glen Mills, PA, Executive Director of a local school since 2019, guiding through significant reforms, focusing on education, organizational development and compliance, co-founder of a young men's retreat in 2008, offering free mentoring and life skill workshop to at-risk boys and teenagers in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, a doctorate in business admin dedicated to educational advancement and leadership. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Chris.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My fun fact is that I am the 3rd generation of a 4-generation legacy at Delaware State University, with my grandfather having graduated from there in 1946.
Wow.
That is incredible, Chris. And if Sean was here, he'd be asking you, hey, can you watch after some of his kids? He's got 2, I think, that started at Delaware. I think one that ended up transferring. But that sounds like quite the legacy, Chris.
Thanks.
And are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm ready to have some fun too, Bella of Rita.
You're ready to have some fun too?
Yes, and I've been kept off of this Quintus by Bella. She had me kidnapped. She's trying to take over the show with you guys. That's what's happening. So Bella of Rita, please don't do that again. And back to you.
I will not do that again. I don't know if you heard Dr. Chris Briggs' fun fact, but he's a 3rd generation Delaware grad.
Ah, a fellow Blue Henner.
Well, let's be clear. There are 2 different universities in the state of Delaware. Delaware State University and the University of Delaware. And I'm the 3rd generation of 4 generations at Delaware State University.
Got it.
It's a beautiful thing. Well, and what's the mascot of Delaware State?
The Hornet.
Let's go. Hornets are much tougher than Blue Hens, Bella of Rita. So Delaware State is the real engine of Delaware. That's what I'm hearing. Am I hearing you correctly, Chris?
No doubt.
Let's go.
No doubt.
Bella of Rita, we got Hornets, no Blue Hens. Come on now.
Let's do it. Next up from Warren, New Jersey, 30+ years as Mass Mutual Senior VP and Chief Development Officer, leading national advisor trainings, senior partner at Rutgers Financial Athletic Department, empowering college athletes with tailored financial education and career pathways, community-driven leader and podcast host, sharing stories of resilience and personal growth, uplifting others through shared experiences. Let's welcome to the show, Jeff Durr.
Thank for having me on the show.
Wait, is this the Jeff Darrow? Like, brother, this
That's
is
it, Sean.
extraordinary.
That's me. Me in the flesh.
Flash, brother. So, Jeff, please, warm welcome to the Quintus McDonald Heart of Influence and a fun fact for you, Jeff.
I have a fun fact that Quintus is going to like. He knows this. He's a Jersey guy, so am I. He's a high school football player, college, NFL guy. I'm just a high school and college. But he and I were in the newspaper on the same day at the same time back in 1983.
Yeah. Jeff, and was that like Quintus pancaking you in the picture?
No, it wasn't in pictures. Our names were in articles.
Jeff, I'm totally.
But he would have pancaked me within a second.
So, Jeff, what were you in the newspaper for in that day?
It was all the all state stuff came out, all county, all state, all that kind of stuff, and we were both in there together at the same time.
What were you? Come on, Jeff, own it.
As far as what was I?
Yeah, were you like all what?
I was all county. I was all state. You know, in
You were
football.
all state in high school football?
Yeah.
At what position?
I was a defensive back and a quarterback.
Congratulations, Jeff. What high school?
Caldwell High School, not too far from where you grew up.
Yeah, of course. I didn't know that. That is awesome, brother. Well, Jeff, look at that. Cracking heads. And Jeff, are you ready? This may not be as exciting as being all state in New Jersey, but are you ready, Jeff?
I am born ready.
Let's go, Bella Rita. Jeff is ready.
Jeff is born ready, and the person responsible for bringing us all here together today, a member of the 86 undefeated national champion Nittany Lions of Penn State University, man of God, serial entrepreneur, and best-selling author, started a job development program for recruiting citizens and founding a nonprofit entity that with the express intent of ending the school-to-prison pipeline. One of 4 owners of a wellness brand devoted to putting an end to the silent suffering of more than 600,000 women having hysterectomies annually in the U.S. alone, over the last 2 years has curated and co-hosted 30 episodes of this show, bringing together leaders in communities, business development, and sports impact. Let's welcome to his show, the one, the only, Quintus McDonald.
Captain Mr. Quintus McDonald, as always, is an honor to be with a growth-driven, heart-centered, integrous leader committed to mastery like yourself, Quintus. And please, on your Heart of Influence, gratitude for your assembling this crew. And what is your fun fact, sir?
All right. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Coach. Fun fact today is that in honor of my coach and our fearless founder, I'm sporting my Hyper surfboarding gear on my 44th edition of the Heart of Influence.
Yeah.
I love it. The Hank Aaron episode of the Heart of Influence, Quintus. Yes. Am I hearing that you're rocking some surf gear?
Rocking some surf gear and going nowhere near the board, brother. Don't even try it. I felt you trying to reel me in. I saw the hook coming. Not gonna happen.
He knows you, Sean Gallagher.
Yes. Force fields are up. Swim moves are happening. So thank you, Quintus. We have the Deacon Jones head slap and swim move coming. Am I hearing you correctly, Quintus? To keep you off the surfboard,
brother. That is awesome. Jay Levine and the swim move. That's unblinded lore forever. That will forever be unblinded.
Thank you, Quintus. And sir, shall we do the things on your Heart of Influence?
Yeah, let's do the things. We've got an amazing group. I can't wait for them to dive in and for you to meet them and for them to meet you and Bella. I'm super excited. Fired up.
Me too, Quintus. Thank you, sir. Bella Verita, yes, the woman doing the introducing, Quintus.
I got Andrea Catania.
Oh, forgive me. Yes, Bella Verita, come on now. I'm blind. Come on.
I know. And our producer for the show, the deal attorney, having led over 200 capital market transactions in the past 25 years, taking companies public in the 7 different ways to do so. 2 years out of law school, built a $1 million solo practice from her basement as a single mom with 2 young daughters. Proudly serving for over a decade on the board of the National Investment Banking Association, helping companies get connected to thousands of members and funding sources. Executive producer of the Heart of Influence, general counsel, and chief ecosystem officer at Callagy Law. Let's welcome to the show the one, the only Andrea Catania.
AC, as they are known, as this incredible woman is known around these parts. Andrea Catania, please, your fun fact.
So a fun fact you haven't heard is I was a super competitive second child, and my motto for my older brother was anything you could do, I could do better. And I learned how to ride a two-wheeler bike when I was only 4 years old.
Wow. That's the earliest I've ever heard of anyone riding a two-wheeler. I mean, that's sincerely.
I was late 4, but I was still 4.
That is incredible. Well, thank you, Andrea Catania. And shall we do the things, Andrea?
Let's do the things. And have a great show, everyone. I'm off to produce my next show.
Let's go. Thank you, Andrea. So the woman who's been doing the introducing, this woman started her career in influence as an 8-year-old selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, she put 3 words together that go together: teenager network marketing, and 7 figures. $1 million network marketing business? What? As a teenager? Then she's like, oh, you think I can't do it in more traditional business? Let's go. I'm going to three-peat in a male-dominated industry like Michael Jordan, except not in hoops, but in business brokerage. This woman became Nevada's #1 business broker, first woman ever to do it, let alone 3 straight times. And take this, dudes, she was the youngest person, male or female, at 24, rocking convertibles, red hair flying, having houses. This is what this woman was doing as she was tearing up the streets of Las Vegas. She then became someone who trained Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs. In fact, by the age of, by 2019, she had, in 2019, every sales team she worked and trained with doubled their sales. She's a skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe she learned it from a blind man, maybe from YouTube. It was Death with a Blind Man yesterday. I'm feeling some slippage there today, so I'm not quite sure if it's YouTube or not. And then, of course, she's a philanthropist that raised 8 figures with the Unblinded team over the past couple of years. 2-time, about to be 3-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Captain Quintus McDonald's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it in her more than 1700th episode, the one, the only, Bella Verita! Bella Verita, how exhausting to introduce your G. Hickness, growth-driven heart center integrous commitment to mastery. Bella, please, your fun fact.
My fun fact, I'm gonna go with Quintus since you brought up surfing. A couple days ago in Long Beach Island, our Doberman, as Sean was going out to surf, our Doberman got onto the surfboard, and I was pretty sure it was gonna surf for the first time in LBI, but did not end up going fully out into the water. So I am seeing a future day where like Emily and Quintus are like surfing side by side. That's what I'm.
That
so
is
Quintus is going running, but yes.
Yes, that is going to happen in some future epic, unbelievable lifetime. And Bella, if you found my left eyeball, I'd be very grateful. But story for a different day. So Bella, let's go.
Let's go. Speaking of, let me introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on stages, he's an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million in 2 years for charities. Let's welcome to the stage, Sean Callagy.
Honor and privilege to be here on Quintus McDonald's Heart of Influence. And thank you, Bella Verita. And I often go with the fun fact that I'm a blind man that has taught sighted people to ski, to surf, and to scuba dive in the most extreme of conditions. But I think for this one right now, I'm going to go with this fun fact. I had the privilege of being the Columbia University baseball captain and 4-year Division I starter. So we had some sports themed stuff. I played in Yankee Stadium. I played in the Mets' old Shea Stadium, and my visual decline due to my hereditary eye condition prevented me from being drafted. But I was listed as one of the top hitters on the East Coast going to my senior year. So Bella Verita, that's my fun fact.
That is a super fun fact, Sean. And what are we doing and what happens next?
Yes, what we're doing here is we're exploring the superpower of influence, and we're also acknowledging that all business is built on relationships. And all relationships are built on shared experiences. In fact, every relationship we have is built on shared experiences. So the question becomes, how do we have the most efficient shared experiences possible to advance our missions, visions, and purposes with the ideal people that we want to meet? And that was the concept of this show. And it's also a concept of this show that meeting people is one thing, but causing yes is difficult and challenging. So what happens when integrous, heart-centered, growth-driven, masterful people get together and yes should happen? How does it happen? What's that science look like? So we're going to explore that, Bella Verita, with these wonderful people. And who's going first?
How about we kick this show off, Sean, with Mr. Byron Williams?
Mr. Byron Williams, it is an honor and a privilege, sir, to have you here. Your reputation precedes you, and Bella's going to be anybody you'd like her to be. She could be an ideal potential charitable partner. She could be this philanthropist that's like looking for a cause. She could be a potential client or a for-profit investor. Heck, she could be somebody famous like an Oprah Winfrey or a Warren Buffett. Anyone that would advance your mission to cause a yes. Now, this is about substance over form. So we're not looking for some Shark Tank boiler room stuff, but what does it look like when yes should happen? And maybe it's just a yes for a longer meeting. We have a short time to talk to somebody. So Mr. Byron Williams, please, who would you like Bella to be? Are you going from hello to yes with? And again, the yes could simply be a yes for a longer conversation.
Yes, I would like for Miss Bella to be a student at a school, and I am a coach, and I would like to have Miss Bella to tell me about some of her goals or some of her passion about giving back into the community. So I would like to see if she could come up with something like that.
Oh, Bella Verita, I think you play an outstanding student. So Bella, you're
I'm
up.
a very good girl. Yes.
Perfect.
Hello, this is Bella. Or hi, Coach. It's Bella.
How you doing, Bella?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm the head coach over here at Dallas High School, and we've been having a lot of students coming up homeless. And one of the things I want to do is see how I could come up and develop something to fulfill these students, fill the void that they're experiencing in life. So I heard after school they get picked up by a foundation, and they spend the nights in a shelter. And then on the weekend, I want to see how I could fulfill something over the weekend that would share with them how they can advance their their plight in life, or is doing some incredible things.
Well, I think this is definitely a very meaningful cause, and definitely, I think what you're doing is incredible. And so what is it that you're needing, or how can I help, or what is it that you need from me?
Well, some of the position coaches have been telling me that their needs are clothing, food over the weekend, shoes, and just making sure that we can support them from a perspective, because most of these kids don't have both parents, and then of course they're not living in a normal condition for housing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Byron, I think this is, really incredible work. I think there's definitely something we can do. I want to be a part of this. We got to figure out what that looks like. So maybe we can sit down and have a little bit longer of a conversation and see where we can go from there.
Okay, that sounds great. Sounds
Awesome.
great, but
Oh, I'm sorry, Byron.
no, I was just saying that sounds great. I just know there's a big need, and not only that, I know that there's been more and more kids experiencing this lifestyle.
Awesome. Mr. Byron Williams, thank you for the heart, the impact that you bring forward in the world. And we'll get to the feedbackers in a moment. And Bella Frida, who is following up Mr. Byron Williams, please?
Following up Mr. Byron Williams is Jermaine Cheney.
Ah, well, Mr. Jermaine Cheney, who would you like Bella Frida to be?
Wow. I'd like her to help Byron first and then myself.
Cool. Awesome. So who would you like her to be, a student again or somebody else?
Yeah, I'd like for Bella to be, let's say a career person who helps new residents who finish their doctorate degree and so forth, and to be the mouthpiece to allow for them to either get a job as a physician, or to say, hey, Bella, I really need to get some guidance in helping the students get out of debt.
Yeah, Bella's a good mouthpiece. Bella Frida, let's get that kisser going. Come on now.
Make it stop sneezing long enough. Hello, this is Bella.
Bless you.
Thank you. Hello, this
Hey,
is
Bella, Jermaine, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty great, Jermaine. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good.
What can I do for you?
So
I
Bella,
haven't set up yet.
yeah, Bella, let me give you just a brief overview. We started a company earlier this year, and it's predicated on helping people get out of debt while building a cash reserve.
I like this plan. This definitely seems like, because it seems like people can either do one or the other. But if
Yes.
you're getting out of debt and saving money, that is extraordinary. And so how can I help?
Yeah, Bella, I've got this idea about really only working, or not necessarily only working with residents who are coming out of medical school. I believe those numbers are $600 to $800,000 with still no job. And so we feel that with our plan and our structure, it'll allow for us to come alongside some of these physicians or attorneys, right? And they need help in terms of helping them get coached up and help them get out of debt while building a cash reserve.
I really, this is an incredible mission that you are on. I think super important, probably, as residencies are going through medical school, they're not really thinking, many of them come out of school with a lot of debt and they're not really thinking about like the future, and they think, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money.
Yes.
But doctors tend to have a tendency to spend more than they make.
Yes.
And always make the best financial decisions. So I think, what it is that you're doing here is incredible. And so how can I be a part, or what is it that you would like from me, or what would we do next on our next call?
Next step would probably be just go through our process and show you kind of what we've been able to do from that standpoint, and then essentially just put a plan together that we can identify the specific people who fit the criteria. So 22 to 45 is kind of, we think, is the sweet spot. And it's not just limited to the doctors or residents. It's also for, current NFL players, retired NFL players, single parent mother. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I really only, looked at it to at least try to condense some of this stuff down, but essentially it's for everyone.
Gotcha. Well, I definitely think this is something worth continuing to have the conversation. I got to run right now, but hopefully we can continue to have this conversation, see where we can go.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Outstanding work, Jermaine and Byron, Belvrita, of course. And Joseph, let's get to the feedbackers.
Let's get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Byron or Jermaine, something that they did great, something they could do, and then like a little next step. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Jermaine or Byron? I don't think anybody's wanting a root canal on a Tuesday. So maybe that next step is a little mocha chocolate and a little croissante from Starbucks for a little bit longer of a meeting. But if that's not enough time, how about a private room at like the Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak? Unless maybe one of you happens to be a vegan, maybe you're getting salad and french fries instead. But you're not going to skip out on dessert because you want to have the longest meeting possible. And if that is still not enough time, then maybe you'd be willing to rent a private jet and fly anywhere in the world with Byron or Jermaine to have the longest meeting possible. So how about we kick things off? How about we kick things off with Jeff? And Jeff, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Byron, please?
For Byron,
Yes, sir.
man, I'll tell you, the mission you have it's awesome. You know, what you're doing and accomplishing it's so cool. My question is around the people you're talking to. You know, Sean's all about energy and bringing high energy to the process. Is if we brought it up a little bit, brought the energy up a little bit, brought the intensity up a little bit, and in the unblinded world, dropping some major certainty, you know, that would be huge. You know, because your mission is so cool, and so many people want to hear it, but they want to hear the energy along with it and the certainty that comes along with that too. Just my thought.
Cool, Jeff. And a follow-up would be a cup of coffee. Would it be a meal? I don't know, maybe hang out at a football game. Like, what would be the next step?
You're asking me or asking him?
I'm asking you. So like
I would love to get a cup of coffee with him.
Cool.
You know, have a cup of coffee, hang out and find out more about what's going on there and the impact he's making and the results he's having, to see if I could become part of it.
Yeah. And see, Belvrita, we get cups of coffee in North Jersey. We don't get mocha choca frappuccinos like you Austin people. So let's go.
Or, you know, to top it off, Sean, I would love to go to a game with him. That'd be even better.
Yeah,
There
let's
you
go.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go to the Giant game. That'd be great.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Great job. Let's go. Dr. Chris, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jermaine, please?
Sure. So I thought foundationally, I mean, you did a nice job setting the stage for, you know, what you were looking for. I thought that maybe being a little bit more direct and a little bit more passion about your need or about your engagement. Maybe not the need, because I don't think the need is something that is shared early on. And then I think that, you know, kind of bringing it home at the end where you appeal to the senses of the individual you're talking to. So basically saying, you know, understanding that the person
or something longer as a follow-up. What would feel right?
For Byron, please. For Byron, please.
In her life and allowing her to sort of plant that seed in her life and allowing her to sort of plant that seed in her own head and use that as saying, yeah, that could be me too. I could do this and use that as saying, yeah, that could be me too. I could do the same thing. I think that.
I mean, I'm going to go across the board here. Energy level, and it was touched on. Jeff touched on it a little bit with Byron, but your energy level, both of you, gentlemen, I know that you're passionate about what you're presenting. You could hear the passion, but passion without energy gets stuck on the dining room table. So we've got to have some energetic movement going, and not necessarily around with your hands and things of that nature, but some energy flow, some diversity in how we're speaking, change of pace, change of pitch. All of these things matter when we're conveying a message to individuals that we truly want to participate with us. So yeah, that's for both guys, and certainly I'd want to sit down and have a much longer conversation with each of you, because what you are bringing to the table is so amazing for others, as Ryan touched on. The visions are so much bigger than yourselves that it's just amazing. So a longer conversation for sure.
Thank you, Quintus. And Quintus, just remember, you're my friend, not hers. Bella Rita, it's that time. Over to you.
It is that time, Quintus, as you know, and everyone, this is the time in the show that I get to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about. Really, it's payback for Byron and Jermaine, because you guys didn't know what you were doing, and now he doesn't know what he's doing because I'm the scenarios, and Quintus gets to choose. Sometimes Quintus comes up with a scenario. So Quintus, today, do you want to hear the options I have, or do you have one already cooked up?
Let's hear your options, because let's see if we can weave something together. How about that?
Okay. So I got two options for you today. Option number one is Sean could role play Byron, going from hello to yes with Jerry Jones to donate $1 million that would help clothe like 1,000 students there in Dallas, to the best wishes to keep kids clothed and fed on the weekends. So that's option number one. And then option number two is I was thinking about Jermaine and like ecosystem merging with medical schools and being able to create something long term. So option number two is Sean could role play Jermaine, going from hello to yes with the dean at Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, which produces 4,000 medical students a year, the largest in the US. And so Sean could role play going from hello to yes with the secretary to get a meeting with the dean. So those are the two options I have for you today. Quintus, either one of those tickle your fancy, or how would you like to make it all work together?
Absolutely. That's great stuff. Let's go with Sean role playing with Jerry Jones to bring Byron's education platform or Byron's foundation of helping students, homeless students, into the college, the Cheney University College of osteo thingy majiggy.
I think I've heard of that.
And
let's start using the osteo thingamajiggy.
The osteo thingamajiggy. We got the osteo part. But yeah, having that conversation with Jerry Jones about bringing the program, the foundation, as well as the education components to a school where obviously Jermaine's talents and gifts will be needed after they graduate, but bringing those things to a school. Jerry Jones putting up his money to help some other people. How is that for something?
How's that? And then Quintus, who do you want to play Jerry Jones?
This is the tough part. Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark, are you up for playing the one and only Jerry Jones?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
So Bella,
I hate to admit this, but I am a Cowboys fan. So, and I have my issues with Jerry Jones, I guess, over the years. So,
don't we all? Don't we all?
You were breaking up. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Bella, did you share your fun fact about your mom?
I did not share my fun fact about
so
my mom.
after this, we'll have a fun fact about Bella's mom, and yes, it'll be quite interesting. So,
the clear yes that Sean is seeking from Jerry Jones is?
The clear yes is he's going to give $1 million to support homeless students into an education field at Glen Mills schools. Let's forget about the osteo place, but to Glen Mills School, bringing education to an area that is underpopulated and prepared to receive students.
Got it. And the Glen Mills schools in receiving students, and these are students that are homeless or economically challenged. Is that correct, Quintus?
That is correct.
Okay. And awesome. Okay. So, and I am playing who, Quintus? One more time. I'm playing.
You're gonna be Jerry Jones, and you're speaking to, yeah.
No, I'm Ryan's Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Sean is
Ryan's
speaking to
Jerry Jones.
So let's have him be Byron.
So you're gonna be Byron Williams having this conversation with Jerry Jones about Glen Mills School.
Okay. Hi, is Mr. Jerry Jones available?
This is Jerry.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Jerry Jones. This is Byron Williams. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you, sir?
You got 5 minutes.
All
Let's
right.
go.
5. I was only given 3. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. Hey, so, and if I could ask you this, I know you're so busy, and I can hear it, already in your voice, which is great. I'm going to keep it to the 3 minutes. But please, Mr. Jones, what prompted you to even say yes to this in the first place, especially for a division rival kind of dynamic going? I'm very grateful. But what was the why behind the yes, Mr. Jones, for the conversation?
Yeah, we're all in the same fraternity. I'll forget about the Giants thing for a minute. I would say anything we can do to help the youth of my community, definitely beneficial, and I'm glad to be part of it.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Jones. And overall, you drive forward. You're a philanthropist, and if I could ask you, what's the why behind all that? Like, what are you looking to do in the space of philanthropy, taking your work further and further into the world? What keeps you driving after decades of the impact you've had, Mr. Jones?
Yeah, as you know, we haven't been winning a lot lately, right? So if I can spread my wings and put my energy into something else that has a longer term impact on the community, I think it's always a good thing, and helping those around me. And especially anything I do for the young ones, the youth, and build them up and give them a future like I had. And, I'm all for it.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate that, Mr. Jones. So from that place of impact, have pathway to a future for youth, can I share a couple quick things in our final 60 seconds that may or may not resonate with you?
Sure.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jones, there's 3 things that people talk about, or 2 things people typically talk about with charity, philanthropic outcomes. One is like, hey, it's a great cause. And the second one is, hey, the money does great things. I cannot even begin to imagine, Mr. Jones, how many times people approach you with actually great causes and efficient deployment of resources, right? So where that leaves, I think every charitable cause, though, is wanting for a third thing. And the third thing is what's in it for you, Mr. Jones, or the philanthropist, for getting involved. So very simply, Mr. Jones, I want to begin by saying I'm not here to ask you for money. I'm here to propose a partnership. And so the question becomes, what value do I have to provide for you? So, Mr. Jones, all I'm simply proposing is a 30-minute follow-up conversation where we can present to you a plan that would actually cause your charitable foundation to increase its annual fundraising by 20%. We've taken a look at what you're doing. We've watched some of the beautiful videos. You're doing an incredible job. But we believe we can help you raise an extra $3 million a year. And in fact, if when we're done presenting this plan, one of Quintus's friends, this interesting blind person showing Callaghan's some unique fundraising outcomes, he's guaranteed $100,000 in donation to your charitable foundation if at the end of the 30 minutes you do not think it was a worthwhile outcome. Now, what's in it for me, Mr. Byron Williams, is we have at-risk youth, as you know, and a portion of these proceeds are going to go to help us protect children in underserved areas. All this governmental fighting on both sides of the line, here's my belief. My belief is neither side of the aisle is getting it done. And we as private citizens, we got to go get it done while the government gets it figured out. These kids can't wait. So, Mr. Jones, very simply, how would a 30-minute follow-up conversation with you as the decision maker to whether it was worth your time or not, if it wasn't, $100,000 to your favorite charity, and if it is, we continue to follow up, have more conversations with zero obligation on your part to cause massive acceleration for your charitable outcomes before this call and for the youth that I'm protecting as well. So, Mr. Jones, how does that co-creative possibility resonate or not with you?
I mean, that sounds like a win-win. I don't think I can lose with that one. $100,000 if I decide I don't like it.
Yes, sir.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you're a busy man, and it's an honor and privilege to serve and support you. So, shall I set that follow-up meeting with your assistant Joe that set up this meeting today?
Sure, let's do it. And in my fashion, I like to kind of hold off to the very last minute, and then I'll actually have to give you 1.2 million because I kind of tend to like to overpay for things when I hold off.
Well, I really appreciate that, Mr. Jones. And one more quick thing that
sir.
may resonate with you. So, Sean Callaghan's co-host of Art of Influence, somebody that he loves very dearly and travels this life journey with, Belvrita. Her mom has a Dallas Cowboy tattoo, and it might just be in a place that people call a tramp stamp. So we have lots more to catch up on in our 30-minute conversation. So thank you so much, Mr. Jones, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Belvrita, am I telling the truth?
You are telling the truth. And on Friday, I will be in Houston. If the show is happening on Fun Friday, she might even be willing to come and show you all her tattoo. Although I think that changes the rating of our show from no longer being a G-rated show. So yes.
Yeah. And my favorite fun fact about the fun fact, Bella, is at what age did your mom obtain that tattoo?
60.
Yes, that is my favorite fun fact about it. So out of roll for all of it, Ryan, thank you for being Mr. Jerry Jones. I heard a tinge of frustration with some overpaying for players. That's a longer conversation for a different day for sure, as a Cowboy fan as you are. So thank you and wonderful job as Jerry Jones and having some fun with it. How did I do as Byron having that conversation? And overall, how was your time today, Ryan, on Quintus McDonald's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, I think you did a great job as Byron. Definitely got the message out, made it into a situation where you really can't say no. Obviously, had to say yes at the end of that because it was all good all the way around. I had a great time. It's an honor to be here with all these professionals. Definitely a high standard of human being on this call today. So I appreciate being invited into it. Very much.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ryan. We thank Andrew Catania for executive producing the show as well, and appreciate you for sure. Ryan, Byron, thanks for jumping in the participant seat. Thanks for bringing your beautiful legacy present here today and joining the more than 8,000 people and a bunch of former NFL players that have been here to share their heart and their journey. So thank you for that, Byron. And how was your time? How did I do as you? And how was your time today on Quintus McDonald's Heart of Influence?
Yes, I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. Thank you for playing, Byron Williams. I have a heart of gold. I'm one of 10 kids, and that's my passion, giving back. And that was just everything was great today. I really enjoyed the show.
We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mr. Byron Williams. Thank you, thank you. And let's go from there to Dr. Chris. Love the Hornets stinging the Blue Hens in the state of Delaware. Great feedback you provided here today. And Dr. Chris, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
I would describe it as insightful. I thought that there was a lot to be garnered just from the approach. I will say, though, that after making the joke about not being able to hear you with Jerry Jones, for some reason, my computer crashed. So maybe Jerry has some influence that we don't know about. But I did enjoy myself, and it was a pleasure meeting all of you professionals. And, I hope we cross paths again.
Thank you, Dr. Chris. Appreciate you. And yes, Jerry Jones may have some magical powers. Belvrita, that dude calls your mom and get a tattoo at 60. Yes. Who else is here, Bella?
That is definitely some magical powers for sure. And let's go to the other gentleman in the participant seat, which is not easy, whose sister is his hero. Let's go, Jermaine. Jermaine, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Oh, it was awesome. It was definitely good to be able to finally see what we were attempting to do here. But yeah, it went great. Really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you, Jermaine. Thank you for your presence, sir. And Belvrita.
And let's go with, I think this gentleman seems to be a friend of yours. Jeff, thank you so much for being here. Incredible job, incredible background. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
Great time. And it's funny. There's a lot of Cowboys fans on here because I'm one too. It's a call together of all synergy, likability, and commonality. But, I like how Sean, got to to the heart of the moment of what the impact is going to be if Jerry Jones donates that money. You know, and he was able to drop certainty of saying, hey, listen, man, if you don't like what we're doing, I'll give you $100,000. That's how confident I am in being able to help you and your organization. So let's go.
Yeah, amen to that. If you believe in what you're doing, push the chips in. And Jeff, thank you for being here today and bringing your mastery, your heart. And I love learning that you were an all-state football player same time that Quintus was. I didn't know that. That is a super cool fun fact. So thank you for that, Jeff, and great job today.
Thanks.
Thank you. That brings us, Bella Rita, to the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Quintus Captain McDonald. Please, sir, your final on your heart of influence today. It has been an honor, Quintus.
Certainly an honor, Coach, and to our wonderful co-host, Bella Verita, exceptional job as always. And to all of you men who made a decision to invest this 75 minutes, I'm truly grateful for you all. And as we move forward, working together, not just you and I, but Unblinded as well, I want us to really focus on how you can align and do something with the men here in this room, with the people here in this room, that, you know, Bella included, Andrea included, certainly Sean and Unblinded, but we're brought here for a reason. I see opportunity for each of us, for all of you, not just with me, but with one another. So keep that in the forefront of your mind as you read through the bios and move forward in this week. And just call folks, have conversation. You never know what's going to come from that conversation. And before you know it, you could be accelerating in a vertical that you came together and created yourself. Let's use our creative juices.
Amen. Quintus McDonald, appreciate that, brother. Honor as always. And for everyone, we have our textbook. And I'm actually just going to lean in slightly, right? So I got off the phone about 6 hours ago with Mike Eruzione, the captain of the Miracle on Ice. And it was the third conversation that I've had with Mike, and we're doing a speaking engagement together in April at the end of the month at the American Association of Neurosurgeons. And one of the things that I am absolutely certain of is, and this was a part of the conversation with Mike, is when somebody like a Herb Brooks sees a possibility and can cause something in a new and different way. I mean, everybody says that. Like, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to make something happen, right? And most people are full of it, but sometimes they're not. And if you haven't seen the movie Miracle recently, I'd rewatch it because it is mostly historically accurate, as I've had a couple conversations about the movie with Mike. And for all of us, like, what if the possibility of being, you know, in one place is the thing that most humans accept, but what if there's a completely different possibility in a relatively short period of time? And that's what our work here is all about. If any of what I just said resonates, have a follow-up conversation with somebody on our team. Definitely read our Group Influence textbook, because the study of my life has been how people go from making X to 5, 10, 15, 20X, how people, and not through motivation, inspiration, but through a new way of playing the game, like Herb Brooks did in Miracle. He created a new style of hockey to beat the Soviets. And that's how I look at people's identity, their relationship capital, monetary capital, and unique skill sets. So again, if there's some resonance, let's go. If not, just thank you so much for joining the 8,000 people that have been here on the show before. And Bella Verita, you were one of those people who sat in a participant seat. You too thought I was somewhat wacky in the beginning. Bella, over to you.
I think you said that I just thought you were wacky in the beginning, as if I don't think you're so wacky now.
That's true. That's very true.
Yes, but I did sit in the participant seat as Byron and Jermaine did. And I came here thinking that I was going to teach Sean everything I knew about sales, because I had been doing sales for about 2.5 decades at that point. And even though I did not have several 8- and 9-figure businesses, I was still pretty sure he should listen to me anyway. I did not win that battle, and I quickly learned that he was definitely someone to listen to, because he got yeses all over the place, just like you experienced today with Jerry Jones, and you heard from Mike Eruzione. And so if any of that resonates, and you're a little bit curious, I would definitely download those guides and have that conversation. And maybe the dude's worth following, but don't tell him I said that. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Bella Verita. And Bella, I appreciate the fact that your osteo thingamajiggy almost poked my eye out over the last couple of days. So thank you for that. That will be my tell-all book, how Bella Verita almost took out my left eye. But that is a story for a different day. Quintus, everyone couldn't be more grateful. And Bella Verita, I end every show by saying this. I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain the possibilities for massive acceleration of everything we want is so often right here, but at some level with everything, the how-to sitting right here, Bella, at some level, we are all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye.